welcome back. Hey y'all, what's good? Welcome to my channel. Ellarie here. Took a little poll yesterday on Twitter and IG stories to ask you guys if you guys wanted this review, and Twitter said no, but Instagram said yes, so I just took the majority rules. Yeah, that's why you're here right now. I received the KKW Beauty Ultralight Beam Collection in the mail the other day. You guys have all seen these by now, I'm sure. Great presentation. So basically today I'm going to swatch these puppies, and then I'm going to choose my favorites to create a little quick look with. It's basically 5 glosses, 5 pigments ranging from like opal to like golden, bronzy, yellow goldish colors. I've not swatched these yet. I'm not even taking them out of their little cubby holes, and I have not watched any reviews on them yet, so I have no idea how I'm gonna feel about them just yet, but we're about to find out together. So I'm gonna swatch the glosses first. The first one is called Iridescent. This one is called Yellow Gold. Next, we have Rose Gold. Then we got Bronze. And lastly, we have Copper. Here they are without my little ring light. So far, it looks like either Rose Gold or Copper are gonna be my faves because I've never really been a fan of iridescent glosses, just personal preference. Yellow Gold is just too much yellow for my liking. Rose Gold looks like the most subtle one out of all 5. Bronze doesn't even really look like bronze to me. It's like some golds and green colors and almost a little yellow in there too. And then lastly, Copper has more gold in it, which I prefer the most. Now let's move on to the pigments. The pigments actually have a matching gloss to them. So once again, you have Iridescent, Yellow Gold, Rose Gold, Bronze, and Copper. They're not super chunky. The powder is pretty fine. It looks like the bronze one has more of the glitter aspect in it. The others are kind of like metallic kind of finishes, but the bronze one has, I think, more specks of glitter in it. So I'm kind of gravitating towards that one because, you know, I like my pigments to be popping. I also really like the Yellow Gold one, and same thing, I'm not really a fan of iridescent, but it looks good on a lot of people. I just don't like it on myself. So yeah, my favorite of the pigment is definitely bronze, so that's the one I'm going to create a look with. So there are a few different ways to apply pigments, as you guys may or may not know. You can apply them wet with some setting spray or, you know, an adhesive. But my personal preference is to apply them direct without any of those things because I just feel like the payoff is much better. I feel like when you start adding the setting spray and adhesives to it, it takes away like that glittery look. Like they don't sparkle as much. Kind of dulls them down a little bit. That's just my experience with them. I'm sure other people may get different results, but I kind of just like to tap them on. That doesn't always work with some pigments, you know, it just falls straight down, but I am going to try it with these because I feel like that's the easiest way to use them, is to just apply them with your finger because you get the best results, in my opinion. If you do decide to do that and not wear them wet, it would help if you use a thicker primer, like a more sticky, tacky primer that will help the pigment adhere to it. So I applied my primer first a lot heavier than I normally do to really get the pigment to stick to it since I'm not applying it wet. I used the Benefits Don't Stray eye primer and just applied a good layer of that on, and now I'm going to go in with pigment. I'm going to use bronze, and so I'm just going to dip my, what finger am I going to use? My ring finger directly into the pigment, and I'm going to tap it all over my lid. Ooh la la. Now you do get more fallout applying it directly from the container as opposed to applying it wet, but it wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be because the primer really helped by helping the pigment stick to it, so I didn't lose that sparkle. Now I'm just using a clean brush to kind of dust away some that transferred in the crease as I was applying it with my fat finger. And then I'm just gonna get some matte brown shades. I'm just gonna grab some from this Urban Decay Heat Palette using En Fuego and Ashes to deepen up the crease and place in the lower lash line, and then He Devil and Low Blow to blend those colors out. Then I'm just gonna pop on my liner, lashes, mascara, and the eyes are pretty much done. I think this pigment will make a really pretty highlighter too. I'm gonna try that. Ooh, that's pretty. Hello, glow. Hello, glow. Definitely don't want to do too much, because since this one in particular has a lot more of the glitter specks in it, you could risk them flying all over the place if you put too much on the brush. So I just put a very small amount, and that's all you really need. So I just took what was in like the top, and I kind of just dipped my brush into it like that. I shake off the excess, and I even blotted it on the towel just to get rid of some of those larger particles so they won't fly all over my face, and gently rub that on my cheek. And finally, for the gloss, I'm just gonna go with the matching gloss to the pigment that I used. Wait, no, this isn't the matching gloss. This is actually the copper gloss. I used the bronze pigment. So I'm gonna use this copper gloss and keep this gold theme going. See how this looks? Ooh, I like that. I'm not really sure I like the smell. It doesn't smell bad. It's not even a strong smell at all. I just like my glosses to smell really good. Cause say you got bae and you kiss bae on the lips. Like there's some glosses where bae's like, oh, what you got on your lips? That smell good, that tastes good. And then there's others where you just leave a big sticky imprint on his face and it doesn't smell like it was worth the kiss. It's not super thick either. That's a good thing. And the shimmer in this particular one isn't overpowering. So overpowering, you know what I mean? This can actually be an everyday gloss because it gets you just the right amount of glitz, you know? For an everyday look. But yeah, I'm gonna go put my wig on and then I'll come back with my final opinions on the KKW Ultralight Beam collection. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the collection. First, make sure my ponytail is on my shoulder. No. First, she always has pretty good packaging. I'm not surprised there. It's very sleek and classic and lots of neutral colors. I love the lip glosses that are coming out that are small and square shaped as opposed to the more traditional long glosses. I love how everyone's kind of switching to these more compact looking glosses. As far as the pigments are concerned, I like them. I kind of wish that there was a different color range, like as opposed to being all golds and one iridescent. I would have loved if she would have threw a little color in it. It doesn't really look like that's her vibe. She looks like she's more into the nudes, but maybe if they do well, she'll expand that. Sometimes applying pigments with your finger alone will give you a lot of transfer in the crease, but I've had this on for a while and I haven't really been getting any transfer in my crease. That could have something to do with the primer, but sometimes it has to do with the pigment too, if it's like chunkier particles as opposed to being like a really fine grain pigment. So both of them, the primer and the pigment, probably play a role as far as that's concerned. I also use it as a highlighter, which I think is really awesome. Like I said, you want to apply it carefully and really tap off and dab off the excess. You don't really need that much for the glow. As you can see, I barely put anything on and my cheeks are like popping right now. So I think that's great because you have multi-purpose use for them, for your eyes and your cheek highlight and whatnot. And I like the glosses too. I feel like all of them are or could be everyday glosses. You have the reflex in them that look really awesome, but they're not overpowering. So like full-on metallic glosses, they're very sheen and they give you that hint of, you know, rose gold or yellow gold or whatever iridescent. It's just a tiny hint, but it really looks nice with any type of look and really good on the lips. So it's one you could keep in your purse and just pop on whenever. So overall, if you you're a fan of the brand, I would definitely say this is something you'd want to add to your collection, especially if you know how to use pigments. If you're not really good at applying pigments, I'm not really sure if it'd be worth it to you, but you can always learn how. Like, there's plenty of YouTube tutorials out there that could teach you how to apply pigment and show you a way that works best for your skill level or works best for you. Pigments last so long. Like, I have pigments that I probably just throw away because you only need such a small amount that these little things will last you forever. 2.12 grams, and this is more than enough to last you a lifetime. So you're definitely gonna get your money's worth when it comes to these babies. The gloss may not last you as long, just because when I applied them, I applied about maybe 3-4 layers because I really wanted it to shine. But I also have, you know, soup coolers, so everyone does nowadays though. But anyways, glosses in general don't really last that long for me anyways. You know, you have to gloss it up, you know? If you want your lips to be popping, you gotta apply a few layers of the gloss. That's just how it works. So for those of you who asked and requested this review, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Not really sure if she sells these individually, but if she does, my favorites from the gloss and the pigment were the copper gloss and the bronze pigment. Were my personal favorites out of all of them in the collection. Other than that, let me know what you guys want me to review next in the comments per usual. And until next time, love you guys. Mwah.